Good morning, students. Welcome to today's class. Today, I am here with you to continue the lesson. There is a girl by the tracks. So, in the last class, we have discussed how Roma has fallen from the moving train and how Baleshwar tried to rescue her. That 21-year-old Roma Talreja, she entered the electric train at 6:32 p.m. There was a heavy rush in that train that time, and she tried to find some space to stand safely, but unfortunately somebody pushed her and she fall down from the moving train. So nobody noticed that because of the clattering sound of the train. So at the same time, the train was coming from the opposite direction. In that train, there was a boy. His name is Baleshwar Mishra, and he looked at the picture. He noticed that there was a woman on the track or by the track. Suddenly, he pulled the emergency chain of the train, and he also called the other passengers who was there in that coach, but nobody volunteered to come with him to help that guy. So he jumped up from the slow moving train and he went near to the girl, and he lifted her. She was unconscious, so he lifted her in his hands and making way towards the road. So ಕಳೆದ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ 21 ವರ್ಷದ ರೋಮಾ ತಾಲ್ರೇಜಾ ಅವಳು ಆ ಒಂದು ಚಲಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ರೈಲಿನಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೈಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಬಾಲೇಶ್ವರ್ ಮಿಶ್ರಾ ಎಂಬತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ಯುವಕ ಆ ಮಹಿಳೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ ರೈಲಿನ ಒಂದು ತುರ್ತು ಚೈನನ್ನು ಎಳೆದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನು ಕೂಡ ರೈಲಿನಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗಿಳಿದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವಳನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅವಳು ಆಗಲೇ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾಹೀನವಾಗಿರ್ತಾಳೆ. ನಂತರ ಅವಳನ್ನು ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ರೋಡಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಪೇಜ್ ನಂಬರ್ 26, paragraph number 8. Students, please open your books and observe my reading and pronunciation and identify underline the difficult words. That morning on December 10, 2010, a Friday, Roma Talreja arrived at the call center bright and early. The BCom graduate from Pune had been working there for 2 years, loving her job, talking and connecting to customers and making new friends there. After work, she went to the cafeteria where she and her friends joked, laughed and made plans for the weekend. Then, heading home alone after her shift, Roma was looking forward to having supper with her parents and brothers and a long phone chat with her fiancé Vijay. Baleshwar Mishra has a very different story. The lanky youngster from Mirzapur, UP, is an unemployed high school dropout who had recently come to Mumbai. Living with his two older brothers, his job hunt had proved fruitless. Now he was treading water and had resigned himself to the fact that he was running out of options. He had spent his day with a friend, grabbed lunch and watched a movie. As Baleshwar boarded the train home, he pondered over his future. But all he could now think of was saving a stranger's life. Innumerable motorists drove by, some even slowing down to see the young man struggling to hold the blood-covered woman in his arms. Just when he had begun to lose hope, a tempo truck pulled over and its driver, a middle-aged man who spoke Gujarati, stepped out. "Help me," Baleshwar pleaded. And the man helped Baleshwar lay Roma down in the back of his truck. Baleshwar was quickly telling the driver what had happened when a traffic policeman arrived. "Take the girl to Airoli," suggested the cop. "There is a hospital there." But Baleshwar disagreed. Airoli was at least 10 kilometers away. "There is a closer place I know of," said Baleshwar. 10 minutes later, they arrived at a small hospital where nurses helped take the young woman in. But as the facility lacked personnel and equipment, the on-duty physician was not able to do more than give basic first aid. He advised that she be moved to a nearby hospital. Baleshwar and the driver had no choice but to move her back into the truck. When the vehicle launched forward, Roma stared and her eyes fluttered open. "What is your name?" asked Baleshwar, who was with her in the back of the truck. "Roma," she managed to grin out. "Whom can I call?" he asked quickly, fearing that she would back out once more. "My brother Dinesh," she said, slowly giving him Dinesh's cell phone number. Baleshwar memorized it and watched as Roma's eyes soon lost focus and rolled back into the darkness. "Chacha, can I borrow your mobile?" Baleshwar asked, and the driver passed his mobile phone. Dinesh Talreja was wrapping up his day at his marketing job at a retail outlet in Ullas Nagar when his phone rang from a number he didn't recognize. "Dinesh boy," a young voice asked him, "your sister Roma has fallen off a train and we are taking her to Divine Hospital in Consoli." Roma arrived at the Divine Multi-Speciality Hospital and Research Center minutes later. Dr. Anil Agarwal, the medical director there, seeing the extent of Roma's injuries, admitted her immediately to the ICU without any paperwork. So let us stop that. I will explain the lesson now. So, when Baleshwar Mishra, he lifted that nearly 50 kilo Roma Talreja on his hand and making way to the road. He crossed so many shrubberies and he also followed the directions of the sounds of the vehicles. Because they were in the middle of the two stations, there is no helping hand. So that he only took the risk and he lifted her in his hands and she brought her to the road. ಮಲ್ಲೇಶ್ವರ್ ಮಿಶ್ರಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಆ ಎರಡು ರೈಲು ನಿಲ್ದಾಣಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಅವಳು ಬಿದ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಸಹಾಯಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಪ್ರೇಯರನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ದೇವರನ್ನ ನೆನೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವಳನ್ನ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ ವಾಹನಗಳ ಶಬ್ದವನ್ನೇ ಅನುಸರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ರೋಡಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಂದು ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಮೈ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇಂಜರ್ಡ್, ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. So here in this lesson there is so much of options to ask extracts. So you just underline the sentence when I give that instruction. He implored motorists who drove by. So Baleshwar Mishra, he is requesting the motorists. He is pleading the motorists who drove by. ಮಲ್ಲೇಶ್ವರ್ ಮಿಶ್ರಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಆ ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆ ಒಂದು ವಾಹನ ಚಾಲಕರನ್ನ ಬೇಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮೀ, ಟೇಕ್ ಹರ್ ಟು ಎ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್, ಬಟ್ ನೋ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್. ಸೊ he was asking help of motorists. How he is asking? Please help me, take her to a hospital. Underline this sentence. Who is the speaker of this sentence? S. Baleshwar Mishra. Whom did he request? He requested the motorists. So these type of question may be asked in your examination about extracts. So please help me, take her to a hospital, but no one stopped. So Baleshwar Mishra was pleading, he is begging the help of motorists, but that nobody was ready to help him in that spot. No motorists, they didn't stop their vehicle. That morning on December 10, 2010, in paragraph number 8, what had happened on December 10, 2010 has been given. That morning on December 10, 2010, 2010 ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 10ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿನ ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ, ರೋಮಾ ತಾಲ್ರೇಜಾ arrived at the call center bright and early. So Roma, as usual, she came to the office where she was working. She was working as a call center executive. Call center executive means their work is to connect the phone calls of customers and solve their problems. What are the difficulties they have? They have to give the suggestions. They have to give the advices. So this type of work was there in call centers. Talreja arrived at the call center bright and early. So here on December 10th, 2010, Roma Talreja came to her office very actively, bright and early, very actively, and she came very early on that morning. ಸೊ ಅವತ್ತು ರೋಮಾ ತಲ್ರೇಜಾ ತನ್ನ ಕಚೇರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಬೇಗನೆ ತುಂಬ ಉತ್ಸಾಹದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾಳೆ. ದ ಬಿಕಾಮ್ ಗ್ರಾಜ್ಯುಯೇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪುಣೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಬೇರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ 2 years. ಸೊ ರೋಮಾ ತಲ್ರೇಜಾ, she was a BCom graduate. She studied, she has completed her BCom degree. She was BCom graduate from Pune, where she had got the BCom degree. She got the degree of BCom from Pune, had been working there for 2 years. So Roma Talreja, she was working in that call center from last 2 years. From last 2 years, she was working there. So ಪುಣೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬಿಕಾಂ ಪದವೀಧರಳಾದಂತಹ ರೋಮಾ ತಲ್ರೇಜಾ ಕಳೆದ 2 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಅವಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಕಾಲ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಲವಿಂಗ್ ಹರ್ ಜಾಬ್, ಸೊ ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ಎಂಜಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಹರ್ ಜಾಬ್. this is very important to every person. If we love our job, there is no question of tiredness. So ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರೀತಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ loving her job, so she was very much she loved her job very much, and with great enthusiasm she was doing that work, talking and connecting to customers. So this was her job only. What was her job? She was working as a call center executive. Her work is to connect the phone calls of customers. ಅವಳ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಾಹಕರ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರ ಒಂದು ಕರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು and making new friends there. So she also making new friends in that work. So here after work, so after completion of her work, she went to the cafeteria. Cafeteria means a canteen, just like a canteen. She went there, cafeteria, where she and her friends joked, laughed and made plans for the weekend. So after completion of her work in the office, Roma Talreja went to cafeteria. She talked and joked and made a plan for the weekend with her friends. ಸೊ ಅವಳ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮುಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಅವಳು ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೀನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಳ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಗೆಳತಿಯರೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಗ್ತಾಳೆ, ಜೋಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಶನಿವಾರ ಭಾನುವಾರ ವೀಕೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Then heading home alone after her shift. So after her working time has been finished, she went to her home. She was going to her home. Roma was looking forward for having supper with her parents and brother. So what was there in her mind when she was going back to her home? She was thinking of having food with their parents and brother, and also a long phone chat with her fiance Vijay. So according to this, her marriage has been already fixed with a person named Vijay. Here is a word, observe a word, fiance. Fiance means F-I-A-N-C-E. F-I-A-N-C. Fiance means the man that a woman is engaged to. Fiance means the man that a woman is engaged to. It may ask for given word for the following in your examination. They will just give the statement that the man that a woman is engaged to. So then you have to write fiance. So when Roma was going back to her home, she thought she was thinking to have supper with her parents and brother, and also she was thinking about how to make long phone chat with her fiance Vijay. So this was the brief life history or brief details about Roma Talreja. That she was a Roma Talreja. Roma Talreja. What was the details given in that? She was BCom graduate, become graduate, and she was working in call center. Call center executive, call center executive from 2 years she got BCom degree from Pune. So, and loving her job, loving her job. So these were the brief information about Roma Talreja, that she was a BCom graduate from Pune and she was working in a call center from 2 years, call center executive from 2 years, and she was loving her job and she was making new friends there. So what about Baleshwar Mishra then? Now there is information about Baleshwar Mishra. Baleshwar Mishra has a very different story. So I already told you there are only nearly 5 characters came in this incident. In that, main characters are Roma Talreja and Baleshwar Mishra. Baleshwar Mishra has a very different story. He has a very different story. So what was the different story? Yes. The lanky youngster from Mirzapur, UP. Lanky youngster. Here I can write about Baleshwar Mishra. Baleshwar Mishra. Baleshwar Mishra. He was a lanky youngster. L-A-N-K-Y. L-A-N-K-Y. Lanky youngster. Lanky youngster. And he was from Mirzapur, UP. Mirzapur, UP. UP means Uttar Pradesh. UP means Uttar Pradesh. So Baleshwar Mishra has a very different story. So comparing to Roma Talreja, Baleshwar Mishra has a very different story. ಬಾಲೇಶ್ವರ ಮಿಶ್ರ ಜೀವನದ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾದ ವಿಭಿನ್ನವಾದ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿತ್ತು. The lanky youngster from Mirzapur, UP. So he was not from Mumbai. Actually, he was from Uttar Pradesh. He belongs to Mirzapur, Uttar Pradesh. He was a lanky youngster. Here is observe a word lanky. L-A-N-K-Y. L-A-N-K-Y. I will write this. Lanky, L-A-N-K-Y. Lanky means tall and thin. Tall and thin. ಎತ್ತರವಾದ ತೆಳ್ಳನೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ. ಲ್ಯಾಂಕಿ ಯಂಗ್ಸ್ಟರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎತ್ತರವಾದ ತೆಳ್ಳನೆಯ ಯುವಕ. ಲ್ಯಾಂಕಿ ಯಂಗ್ಸ್ಟರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮಿರ್ಜಾಪುರ್, UP. He is from where? The native place of Baleshwar Mishra is Mirzapur, UP. He is an unemployed high school dropout. Here he is an unemployed. Unemployed. He is an unemployed. So Roma Talreja, she was an employed girl. She was working in a call center. But Baleshwar Mishra, he didn't have any job. He was an unemployed boy, high school dropout who had recently come to Mumbai. So very recently Baleshwar Mishra came to Mumbai. He was an high school dropout boy. ಅಂದರೆ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ತನ್ನ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನ ಮೊಟಕುಗೊಳಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಬ್ಬ ನಿರುದ್ಯೋಗಿ ಯುವಕ. ಇವನು ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ತಾನೇ ಅವನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಮುಂಬೈಗೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಹಿಸ್ 2 elder brothers. So where he was living in Mumbai? Yes, he was living with his elder brothers. So his elder brothers, they were already in Mumbai, they were working in Mumbai. So with them only he was living now. His job hunt had proved fruitless. So why did Baleshwar came to Mumbai? Yes, to get a job, to search a job. Baleshwar came to Mumbai to search a job. But he tried a lot to get a job, but it was fruitless. Fruitless means it was he didn't get any job. Now he was trading water. Trading water means T-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. T-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Trading water. Trading water means making no progress. Making no progress. So here after came to Mumbai, Baleshwar Mishra tried in so many places to get the job, but he didn't get any job. That's why he was trading water. Means there is no progress in his job hunt. ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಂಬೈಗೆ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಡೆ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ವಿಚಾರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಆದರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. And had resigned himself to the fact that he was running out of the options. So now he had decided that, so now I had tried so many places but I didn't get job. That it means to say that he lose hopes of getting job. ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನೇ ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸನೂ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ತೀರ್ಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ. He had spent his day with a friend, grabbed lunch and watched a movie. So on that day, December 10, 2010, what Baleshwar has did from morning, that he met with he spent a day with a friend and they went to a movie, watched a movie and had lunch with him, and now he was coming back to his room. He spent his day with a friend, grabbed lunch and watched a movie. Grabbed means having lunch. ಊಟವನ್ನು ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದ ಊಟವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾವನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರವನ್ನು ವೀಕ್ಷಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. As Baleshwar boarded train home, he pondered over his future. So here, when Baleshwar was coming back to his elder brother's room in the train, he was pondered means thinking. He was thinking about the future. So I came here to Mumbai to search a job, but I didn't get any job. What to do next? These were the thoughts coming in Baleshwar's mind. ನಾನು ತುಂಬ ದಿನ ಆಯಿತು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಮುಂಬೈಗೆ ಬಂದು ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜಾಬ್ ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ರೈಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ he could now think of was saving a stranger's life. But what was there now in Baleshwar's mind? Have to save stranger's life. Who is the stranger here? Roma Talreja. Roma Talreja was the stranger here. So it's now what is there in Baleshwar mind has to save Roma Talreja's life. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಅಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಮಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬಾಲೇಶ್ವರನ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂಥದ್ದೇನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಪರಿಚಿತ ಅಂದರೆ ರೋಮಾ ತಲ್ರೇಜಳ ಜೀವವನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವನ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. So here in paragraph number 8 and paragraph number 9 we have a brief information about Roma Talreja and Baleshwar Mishra. That Roma Talreja, she was a 21-year-old girl and she was a BCom graduate and she was working in a call center from 2 years. And in the other way, Baleshwar Mishra, he was a unemployed boy and he came to Mumbai recently in search of a job and he was a high school dropout person, he was a lanky youngster. So these are the brief information about Baleshwar Mishra and Roma Talreja. So now we have moved on to paragraph number 10. Innumerable motorists draw by. Here is observe a word. Innumerable. Innumerable means unkind. Unkind. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರುಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ innumerable motorists draw by. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಆ ಕರುಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲದಂತಹ ಆ ಒಂದು ಮೋಟೋರಿಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ವಾಹನ ಚಾಲಕರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? Some even slowing down to see the young man struggling to hold the blood covered woman in his arms. They are not ready to help Baleshwar. They make slow their vehicle to see how the condition of the girl was. She was totally blood covered woman. So because of the wound in the back of her head, the blood was flowing. Because of that, all his body covered with blood. Slow down to see the young man struggling to hold the blood covered woman in his arms. So he was struggling to hold her in his hands because she was nearly 50 kilo and he lifted her from that place where she has fallen. So now he was struggling to hold her in his hands. So to see that the motorist was going down their way. ಅವಳು ತಲೆಯ ಹಿಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗಾಯದಿಂದಾಗಿ ರಕ್ತ ಸೋರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವಳು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ರಕ್ತ ಸಿಕ್ತಳಾಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಅವಳನ್ನ ಆ ಮೋಟೋರಿಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ರು ಸ್ಲೋ ತಮ್ಮ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಿಧಾನ ವೇಗವನ್ನು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಿಸಿ ಅವಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Just when he had begun to lose hope. So now in every second, Baleshwar is losing hope that no other will be, nobody will help me, she will going to die. Like that she was thinking. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಅವನು ತನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಭರವಸೆಯನ್ನು ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಟು ಲೂಸ್, ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಎ ವರ್ಡ್, ಟು ಲೂಸ್. So this is the very good example for infinitive. To infinitive, the base form of the word lose, and it is followed by to. So to lose, it is a good example for infinitive. To hold the just when he had begun to lose hope, a tempo truck driver pulled over and its driver, a middle-aged man who spoke Gujarati, stepped out. So when he was going to lose his hope, a tempo truck driver pulled over. Observe the word pulled over. Pulled over means stop the vehicle. So a tempo came near with him and the tempo truck was stopped in front of him, and its driver, the driver of the tempo truck, a middle-aged man who spoke Gujarati, stepped out. So when Baleshwar was losing his hope, a tempo truck came and it stopped there, and the driver of the tempo truck stepped out, and he was a middle-aged man who spoke Gujarati. ಸೊ ಆಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೊಬ್ಬ ಒಂದು ಟೆಂಪೋ ಟ್ರಕ್ ಸಣ್ಣದಾದ ಒಂದು ಆಟೋ ಥರ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಟೆಂಪೋವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಇವರ ಮುಂದೆ ಆ ಟೆಂಪೋವನ್ನು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಕೆಳಗಿಳಿದು ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಏಜ್ಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್, ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ 40 to 45 years old, and he spoke Gujarati. He was speaking in the language, speaking in Gujarati. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಟೆಂಪೋ ಟ್ರಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಕೆಳಗಿಳಿದು ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನೊಬ್ಬ ಮಧ್ಯವಯಸ್ಕನಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಗುಜರಾತಿ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮೀ, ಬಾಲೇಶ್ವರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಡೆಡ್. Baleshwar pleaded. Just observe that word, pleaded. Baleshwar is requesting, help me. Underline the word help me. ನನಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬಾಲೇಶ್ವರು ಆ ಟ್ರಕ್ ಡ್ರೈವರನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. And the man helped Baleshwar lay Roma down in the back of his truck. So at last a tempo truck driver helped Baleshwar to shift her to the hospital. So that the tempo truck driver helped Baleshwar to lay Roma in the back of the truck. ಆ ಟೆಂಪೋ ಟ್ರಕ್ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ರೋಮಾ ತಾಲ್ರೇಜಳನ್ನು ತನ್ನ ಟೆಂಪೋ ಟ್ರಕ್ಕಿನ ಹಿಂದುಗಡೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನು ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. Baleshwar was quickly telling the driver what had happened when a traffic policeman arrived. So Baleshwar, in that time a traffic policeman arrived there to see what has happened, and the Baleshwar tell quickly to the driver what had happened. ಸೊ ಆಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಬಾಲೇಶ್ವರು ಆ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ಗೆ ಏನು ನಡೀತು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಅವನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಟು ಐರೋಲಿ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ದ ಕಾಪ್. ಸೊ ದ ಕಾಪ್, ಹಿಯರ್ ಕಾಪ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ policeman. He suggested Baleshwar and the driver to take the girl to Airoli. So there was a place nearby Airoli, was at least take the girl to Airoli, suggested the cab. So the policeman gave the suggestion to Baleshwar to take that girl to Airoli. ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಪೊಲೀಸು ಈ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನ ನೀವು ಐರೋಲಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಇನ್ ಐರೋಲಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಹರ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ he gave the suggestion. But Baleshwar disagreed. Baleshwar didn't agree for that, because Airoli was at least 10 kilometers away. So her condition was very serious. She very urgently needs the treatment. So Airoli is at least 10 kilometers from that place. So that's why Baleshwar didn't agree to take her to the Airoli when a cop suggested him. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಹೇಳಿದಂತಹ ಆರೋಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ 10 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ದೂರ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವಳನ್ನು ಆದಾಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ರೋಮಾ ತಾಲ್ರೇಜಳ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯು ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಯಾರು ಬಾಲೇಶ್ವರ್ ಮಿಶ್ರಾ ಆ ಪೊಲೀಸನ ಒಂದು ಸಲಹೆಯನ್ನು ತಿರಸ್ಕರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. There is a closer place I know of, said Baleshwar. There is a closer place I know of. Underline the sentence. So, who is the speaker of this sentence? Yes, Baleshwar Mishra. Whom did he speak to? He told to the policeman or the cop. There is a closer place I know of. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳ ಇದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಬಾಲೇಶ್ವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. 10 minutes later, after 10 minutes, they arrived at a small hospital where nurses helped take the young woman in. So after 10 minutes, they reached a place. In a small hospital was there where the nurses helped them to take inside the young man, take woman in. ಅಂದರೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ಅವರೊಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾದಂಥ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದಾದಿಯರು ಅವಳನ್ನ ರೋಮಾ ತಾಲ್ರೇಜಳನ್ನು ಒಳಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ equipment. So, in that hospital, there was no facilities, whether it may be personal or equipment. Personal means staff. The lack of staff was not there. There was a lack of staff. And equipment also not there in that. The on-duty physician was not able to do more than give basic first aid and advised that she be moved to a nearby hospital. So, after 10 minutes, Baleshwar Mishra and the tempo truck driver came to a place where there was a small hospital, and the nurse also helped her to take in. But the hospital was not well equipped, and there was no lot of stop was not there. ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು 10 ನಿಮಿಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ಒಂದು ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಯೂ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತು ಉಪಕರಣಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಎ ವರ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್. PERSONNEL. Personal means staff. 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 So there was no stop was not there. That's why the on-duty physician. So there was a doctor there in that hospital was not able to do more than give basic first aid. So it was a small hospital. So the on-duty physician, he has done basic first aid to Roma Talreja. Except that she can't do more because there was a lack of staff and lack of equipments. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಉಪಕರಣಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ದ, ರೋಮಾಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏಡನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಯಿತು. He advised that she be moved to a nearby hospital. And he also advised Baleshwar Mishra to take her to a nearby hospital. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಅವಳನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಹತ್ತಿರದ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ ಸಲಹೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Baleshwar and the driver had no choice but to move her back into the truck. Once again, Baleshwar and the tempo truck driver shifted Roma to again to the tempo truck. When the vehicle lurched, here observe a word lurched, L-U-R-C-H-E-D. L-U-R-C-H-E-D. Lurched means moved unsteadily. M-O-V-E-D. M-O-V-E-D. Moved unsteadily. S-T-E-A-D. S-T-E-A-D-I-L-Y. Unsteadily. Unsteadily. Forward. Roma stirred and her eyes fluttered open. Her eyes stirred and open. So, when they were going in that tempo truck, she got her conscious back. Who got conscious? Roma Talreja got her conscious back. She stirred and her eyes fluttered. Fluttered means opened slightly. Fluttered. Observe the word F-L-U-T-T-R-E-D. F-L-U-T-T-R-E-D. Fluttered means opened slightly. S-L-I-G-H-T-L-Y. So silently she opened her eyes. What is your name? Asked Baleshwar, who was with her in the back of the truck. So Baleshwar was there with her in the back of the truck. When she got conscious, suddenly Baleshwar asked her, "What is your name? What is your name?" Like that she asked. Means ಯಾವಾಗ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಬಾಲೇಶ್ವರು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಳು ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂತಾಳೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಅವಳ ಹೆಸರೇನು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Let us stop here, students. Tomorrow in the next class I will continue the lesson and I will give the homework for today's is you have to write the answer for 3 questions which is there in page number 26. Where did Baleshwar find Roma at last? So there are 5 questions, 3 questions are there and you have to write the answer, find the answer and write it. So thank you.